Good morning, YouTube. So today in the shop, we have a 2023 Tesla Model Y. Looks like it was hit in the left quarter panel, front bumper, under door. Pretty straightforward. Let's take a look. So I got the Tesla pulled into the shop, and the damage is really not that bad. It's all in this area. If you look, you can see that it was sliced right here, which pushed in this body line. Also kind of gave it a nice crown this way. You can see that or not. There's a better look at it. There's a nice crown right here too. It's pushed in a little bit on the bottom too. So we'll get this torn apart, and then we can start the repair process. So we're going to start this repair with some glue pulling for one of two reasons. First reason being, no paint has been cracked here, so that makes a really good advocate for glue pulling. Second reason being is it allows me to not be as intrusive to the panel. Meaning if I don't have to grind all the way up here and take off all that paint, in the end it's a better repair because you're leaving OEM paint and material on the panel. So what I just did was I cleaned the panel off with some alcohol. Make sure there's no residue on it. And now I'm going to heat it up. Just want it a little warmer so when you pull on it, the metal's not as stiff. You also want to heat up the tab that you're using for the glue pulling. Apply a generous amount of glue. Make sure it's piping hot. Stick it on. A little pressure on it. Jamming it on the panel, but you want it to be smushed a little bit. And now I'm just going to outline the piece with some more glue so it fills in the crevices where the glue didn't get to. I'll let this cool off. About 2 minutes, I'll do a pull on it. And slide this attachment over the tab. Use leverage on the wheel. Now, just pull back, and it should pop out for you. Just like that. Now when you do your pulls, you're not trying to get it all out at once. So you do that, you're going to over pull it, which just causes another problem. All I'm trying to do right now is just little by little pull out this dent. Put some more tabs on it in areas I think pull out nicely. You always want to start from the outside in. Basically, gonna reverse how the dent happened. So let's see how this guy pulls out. Got some good movement on that one. There's a good pull. Everybody loves hearing that little pop. So we got a fair amount out. I know it still looks pretty nasty, but compared to what it was before, pretty happy with those glue pulls. We got this big crown that was right here out, and then I don't know if you can tell, but this bottom line is actually where it's supposed to be now. That pulled out pretty nice too. So I'm gonna get all that sanded with 80 grit and then start some metal work. So now that the panel's been prepped with 80, what I did was sprayed the whole thing with some black guide coat. And what that does is, where there's still black left on the panel, it means it's still low. And then where the metal is really shiny, like right there and right there, that's saying that the metal's high. So I'm gonna have to tap down these high spots, and then I'll get a dent puller and pull this out and kind of metal finish everything. Got this all pulled out to where I like it. Now I'm just gonna grind all this flat, sand it back to 80 grit, and then start spreading some body filler on it. It's filler time! Filler time! So I prepped the panel with 80 grit, cleaned it off with some wax and grease remover, and now we're gonna do medium-sized coat, body filler. Nothing too crazy. So you're gonna sand about 60% of this off. So although it may look like a lot of filler, not all of it's gonna stay on here. Just gotta channel that inner Picasso. I don't really have a strategy on how to spread this. Just gonna go at it and make it as smooth as possible. The smoother the spread, the easier the sand. Ideally, only having to put one coat would be awesome. Usually you gotta put a glaze coat on after this. There's some pinholes that happen. But that's not a big deal. So like that. Smooth the edges out. Easier transition for sanding. I have so much time with this stuff before it gets tacky, and you do not want to still be spreading it when it's tacky. So all that's left to do is I'll sand all that with 80 grit, spread guide coat on it, sand it with 180. Fingers crossed that I do not need to put a glaze coat on it. And then I'll fill it with some pinhole filler. So I got the bodywork done on the quarter panel, and I put the rear bumper back on the car just to make sure everything fit and the body lines lined up. And everything is looking pretty good. I would throw on this flare, but we don't have it yet, so I'm gonna have to wait till that comes in. But I'll definitely put that on before paint, but it should fit. So we got that line pulled out. Yeah, this is gonna go to paint, and I'll show you when it's all done. One more thing I gotta do is on the inside of the corner, there's a bunch of burn through marks from pulling on the metal. So I'll scuff all this down and then respray it all, and you'll never be able to tell that it was there. Now that I've got the car back from paint, before I reassemble it, I'm gonna spray this 3M cavity wax on the inside of the panel that was fixed. This helps for any rust that might happen in the future. This will help prevent that from happening. Once that's done, put it together and show you the results. Thank you.